Hey guys, really quick before we start this video, I just want to say that next weekend, June 7th, 8th, in Tweed, Ontario, we are going to be racing. And you guys should come check it out. So don't forget, 7th, 8th, Tweed, Ontario, you can see this thing in action. But before that, let's see how we ended up here. Alrighty, another day. Mellow yellow here, paint's all dry. And I'm starting to put some stuff in the boat. Now you'll remember that when we guessed the weights, we guessed bare hull. And now I'm starting to put stuff in it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna weigh everything that I'm putting in, and then I'm just gonna deduct that from when we actually do weigh this thing. So, you know, stole mom and dad's bathroom scale. So far weighed the pedal, the seat, the rails, the hardware. Gonna weigh everything that goes in, and that way we can get an accurate number on the bare hull, because it's fierce competition. We gotta see who wins. Alright, so I'm adding these aluminum rails, and I know I mentioned it before when I did all these holes in the floor, but the idea is that the gas tank and the battery and any weight in the boat will mount to these rails, and I can move it front or back to kind of make it easy to adjust weight in the boat and get the balance right. It's not necessarily permanent. Once I find the exact locations where things go, I may just mount them directly to the holes they line up with. But I said that about my last boat, and it's been 6 years, and it still has the same rail setup. So it's probably permanent. Getting the steering rigged up on the deck while it's upside down. So I got these little supports that I'm going to make out of Kuza. Cable right off the helm to a pulley about there, and then back to the motor. Keep it all hidden underneath the deck. I don't like my steering cables out in the open. Just gives me something to trip over while I'm getting in and out. So in the meantime, we've got our rails mounted in place, we have our seat mounted in place, although I'm going to take it back out to paint it. Foot pedal mounted in place. The hull side of this boat is pretty much done. Well, she's back home. Brought Mellow Yellow back down to my house, and I'm just working on some of the rigging stuff. So the deck is still not attached. There's definitely still some stuff to do here, but most of the steering is in. I'm gonna get the motor bolted on. I'm gonna finish rigging the steering, do all the wiring, do all whatever, and I'll attach the deck right at the end and fix that mess. So I'm gonna do that now. Let's get this motor on, and we're gonna see what this thing's actually gonna look like. At this point, pretty much everything cosmetic on this boat is going to be, I'll do it later, because I'm out of time. I need to get this thing done, and I need to get testing to see if it's even gonna work. Oh baby, look at that. Yep, I can get behind that. I can get behind that. The old SST-60 on the ugly old yellow Checkmate. God, I want to paint this boat one day, but that day is not today. So, getting the steering sorted out a little bit. Started feeding this Teflon tube over the cable. This will protect everything, all the wires, anything that's under here, because the cable's going to run underneath, and then it's going to come up out of the boat somewhere around here. So I'm just going to figure that part out. Get the steering all hooked up. Yeah, she's coming along. Deck's still not attached, but might as well do this stuff now, and then if there's something I need to pull the deck off for again, I can just pop it off with the steering in it. Wow, I am getting excited here. Steering is in. Good to go. So that means that this deck does not have to come back off. I will have to take the engine back off, but the deck, that can get fastened for good now. So, filled in all the holes the other day. Gonna have to go find the rub rail. I have no idea where I put it. We're gonna get this thing riveted on, get the rest of the steering buttoned up. And when we take this motor off, that's when we're gonna weigh the bare hull. I've weighed all the steering parts, so I know what to subtract. But it's really coming along. It's actually not that far away. Okay, motor is back off because it's weigh-in time. Let's find out who is right. Who gets the glory? I have no idea what to expect, so let's see. As you can see, she is hanging. Now, make sure there's nothing else on there. I think that's it. And I just gotta pick up this chain out of the boat, and we are at I'm just gonna call that 337. So 337 pounds. And then I gotta do some math. Hold on. 337 minus 43.5. Yikes. All right, back on it. Rub rail is going on. We're gonna rivet this boat together, make it all one piece. Gotta get the finishing touches on this thing because we're out of time. And I would like to test it at least once before race day. Let's go. Yep. Okay. Mellow yellow. This is probably the 5th or 6th time that I've tried to film this. Every time I do film it, I get distracted by something else, end up on another project, another week goes by. So, we're back on it. We're out of time. It's 19 days until the first race. And this boat is still not even really close to finish. So, first things first. The boat is now riveted back together. We did do that. So, riveted back together, it is officially one piece. I'm doing a little bit of transom repair here, just where the deck was non-existent. So, just a little bit of glass cleanup filler in that area. Maybe I'll throw a rattle can yellow spray coat on it. We'll see. The rest of the boat, the steering's pretty much finished actually, and so is the wiring. The keys installed, kill switch is installed, wiring harness is in. I still have to wire up the trim buttons on the wheel, but I sort of need an engine on the back in order to get all that stuff figured out. So we got our little water pee thing, so I can make sure this thing's pumping water when we're setting it up. So we're really not actually that far away, but we're out of time. This has to get done like within the next 2 days, and I gotta test. At this point I have maybe one weekend where I'll be able to test this at the lake. Other than that, I'll just be testing it here at home. So let's get her done. Let's get it in the water. Okay, couple rounds of glass, a little bit of filler. It's looking okay. Might slap some rattle can yellow paint on there to make it match, I guess. Maybe. We'll see. Let that dry up. And tomorrow, we're hanging this. It's time to get back out there. All right. Beautiful yellow rattle can job. Absolutely perfect, I think. Dad's boat's already back home. Power head off. He's always up to something. Just getting the last bits of steering hardware properly in. And we're going to be dropping jack plate and motor on this thing very shortly. Well, Mellow's coming right along. Motor is hung for good. Just getting the steering dialed in. A couple little things. Then I'm going to finish up the wiring. It's getting very, very close now. All right. Mellow yellow. Pretty much done. Everything's pretty much buttoned up. The only things left is mount the gas tank in the battery, but we're not going to do that yet because we're actually going to put this thing on a flat trailer and we're going to try to balance it front to back. So that is the next step, and that will determine where the weight in the boat goes. So let's do that.
I'm going to get it closer to the 30 mark.
30?
Well, we'll work our way back, right? I'll put it at about...
Put it at 30.
Put it 30?
And then we pray.
We what?
We cross our fingers.
Actually, I'm not going to put it quite at 30. I'm going to put it at about 26, 27%. Just because of the support under the boat. Okay.
We're aiming for 25 to 20%.
Anything less than 25.
Anything less than 25? I think my boat last year was 22. And I liked my boat last year. So we're going to aim for the same. If I can get this to feel similar to that,
You helping codes?
that'll be nice.
That is at about 23%.
I did not expect this.
Okay.
I expected this boat to be front heavy, not back heavy.
Now you do also have, let's see where we can get it to, right?
Yeah.
If we can get it down near 20%, we can adjust your battery.
Yeah.
We got to put your calo on too.
20%. 20% sounds nice. Yeah, but the idea is
Balance, no gas.
you balance it with no gas, and then you put the gas tank directly over top of the balance point, so that no matter how much fuel is in the boat, it's always the same. Giving away all the secrets now.
Are you letting go?
Yes.
You are just slightly back heavy. So, you want me to? You're there.
I can move.
Ooh.
I can move my head.
Okay, so I'll take a video and show.
It's like driving the boat all on its own, love, with no water.
I'm gonna hold it right at the balance point here. It's right there. That's it. I can feel it.
Okay, so
It's aired out.
just so everybody can see,
It's aired out right now.
the boat is actually not sitting on these side bunks anymore. It is balanced just on that 2x2 there. So if everybody can see that. Cool, we are there.
Do you think I can just pick it up a little?
Try. Okay.
She's lightweight. There's no way this thing weighed 290 pounds bare. There's just no way. And that's it. Mellow Yellow is done. There is only one thing left to do, and that is take it for a ride.
Cam on?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't forget.
This thing's scary. It like, you try to go into a corner and it just doesn't do anything. It just skates. And then all of a sudden it goes, whoa! But once it grips your corner and fine, but it's, you try to come into the corner and it just slides. It's not too bad, like it's still drivable obviously, but I just need seat time in it. But it felt good. It felt pretty quick. My trim buttons are way off, so I couldn't even reach them when I was going in a straight line. So.
Cool. So what are you doing? Pulling it out or?
Yeah, I gotta do like 2 more laps and then let's swap the trailers. And...
Okay. Front right around. Your keys up in your truck?
Yeah, they're in the ignition.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Damn, guys, I don't know. This stud, which is down there holding the motor onto the swivel, just came out and locked my steering on me. That was crazy. This was also tight. I double checked it before I put it in. So I don't know what just happened. Well, I'm just gonna put it back to the dock. Overall, I mean, it was a fairly successful test, so I won't complain too much. That was pretty sketchy though when you're coming into a corner at 70 plus miles an hour, and imagine, and it just doesn't turn. Thankfully, it still turned right. I thought something had gone wrong with my steering. I was checking all my cables, checking everything, and then I saw that bolt hanging out. So, scary stuff. Make sure your bolts are tight. I thought I did, but damn. One of the bolts, the studs in the tuner came out.
One of the studs in the tuner.
Yeah, and it jammed the steering. I went to go throw it into
I wondered why you were so close to shore.
I went to go throw it into a corner and it just went but it pulled out and then it went and hit the swivel, so I went to go turn it and it just didn't turn.
I guess
Boom,
so
lock.
it'll need to be fuel coiled and then Loctite.
Or drill it all the way and put a bolt and a nut in it.
Okay. You good?
Yeah, that was just sketchy. 'Cause that was like the fastest. I was about to turn it and then it just what the fuck? And I'm heading straight at the docks.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it still turned the other way. I was sitting here like inspecting all my steering, going like, something come off the helm? Is a pulley jammed? Nothing. Went back to the motor and I'm sitting there going, is the motor locked? Like, what's holding the... Oh, that's a big bolt. Surprised I didn't lose
It jammed in place.
it. Yeah, it jammed in place. As soon as I turned the wheel a little bit right, I could grab it and pull it out. Well, it survived for the most part. It was definitely a little bit interesting sending it into a corner, but I think I just need seat time, get used to it. Felt fast. It's by far the fastest Checkmate I've ever driven. That's all I was going for. So we'll see. Well guys, that's gonna wrap up today's video. Mellow Yellow has officially water ready. Obviously got to fix that one bolt that came out. And yeah. We are 11 days until the first race, so it's gonna come to the cottage with us this weekend. We're gonna do final testing on all 3 of our boats and get them ready for Tweed. So one more video before race day. We'll see you then.
What'd you say?
I didn't say anything.
You said what? You think you'll still...
I don't like eating crow.